Thank you, Norman, and thank you, Mel. All right. So today we have a special guest speaker who I just know you are going to enjoy. You're going to love her. She's dynamic, she's fun, she's fabulous, and she's Sunni Boehme. But let me just read a little bit about her in the back of this book here that she wrote. Mirror, mirror, and there's a mirror.
Wow, that's cool.
And there's a whole bunch more to it, but you'll talk about that.
That's awesome.
Great adventure, no, the law of attraction in action. I love that. So Sunni is a magnetic woman, just like that horseshoe that Mary was speaking about, and an international speaker, having unique ability to ignite energy in a room. That's true. She's staying with me, I know this. Thousands of seminar participants and over 1,500 private coaching clients have changed their attitudes, their lives, and their lifestyle with the support and one-on-one encouragement from Sunni. Recently, Sunni received her doctorate in science of mind, so she's a doctor, she's a reverend doctor, and that's from our beloved Emerson Theological Institute. She also, this past conference, she was ordained. So there was an ordination in the middle of, as well as our Barb Jabakowski receiving her practitioner recognition. Sunni Boehme was ordained a minister of religious science. So we're very excited about that. She lives in Milwaukee. So, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in case you don't know. I get all those states confused. I do. I don't know, they're all like there. Okay, when she, all right, so I don't have to go on and reading all of this, but I just know, I only have special speakers talk to you because I feel like we really deserve only the best. So I have only the best to offer you, and today is in the form of Sunni Boehme, Reverend Dr.
And this place truly is, oh boy, more joy. I had the opportunity 3 years ago to be here at our wonderful Anton conference. I offered a Sunday service and a workshop at the conference to be a fundraiser for the Anton Association, and Reverend Margaret won the bid, and that's how I got here 3 years ago. And I get to see some of you, Mary and Carol, and who else did I see last time? At Anton, yes, yes. And there's an energy, there's a sparkle about you people that I can practically go, oh, there they are over in that corner. It is different. There is something really special and magical here. And you know what they say? The speed of the leader is the speed of the gang. So let's give Reverend Margaret. You've all been in her house, just about probably. Her house just sparkles with energy and creativity and joy. You know, I'll look at funny little things she's got in corners and go, oh God, that's cute. It's just like, who would have thought of doing that? So much fun. So I completely, you have a really, really special place in my heart. I completely love coming here, hanging out with you, being in Reverend Margaret's space, because it's just giggles. So I want to share with you that the reason I wasn't here 2 years ago, because she bid on me a second time to come, and I want you to know it is a 3-day drive. I leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't stop driving until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. 3-day drive over here, but I want you to know that I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful time of year. I look forward to it. A dear friend of mine who used to live in Milwaukee now lives in Seattle, and he still has some family in Milwaukee. So what we've done is he flies to Milwaukee, sees his family. He has a daughter in Norfolk, Virginia. So he and I do a road trip for 3 days, and I drop him off in Norfolk, and then I get to drive up the Chesapeake Bay. I'm looking at this massive expanse of water and bridges and bridges. But I find it so incredibly healing that when I come again, it's like, oh yeah, I get this and I get this and I get this and I get this and I get the Chesapeake Bay. And it's just, I make the whole trip just splendid, even though it is 3 days in the car. So I've learned how to pack in more joy around certain situations.
There you go.
And I also want to say to you that the reason that I wasn't here the next year, I was scheduled to be here. So 2014 I was here, I was scheduled to be here 2015. And the month before I was supposed to come, I hit a wall with congestive heart failure. And everything, I had been feeling my energy go down, I'd been feeling older, I had shortness of breath all the time. I'm like, what is going on? You know, you just, like, this is not my life. This is, you know, I love being vibrant and energetic and go, go, go. And for years, I would go out dancing at least 3 nights a week. For 3 years, I didn't go out dancing at all. And to me, that's like, okay, am I ready to die yet? And I gotta tell you, some mornings I had talks with God and said, listen, I can't be doing your work. I can't be inspiring and uplifting other people if I can't even say 10 sentences without being short of breath and feeling kind of decrepit. So I ended up in the hospital. And I had overdone it. I flew to Long Island. Do you all know Janine Burns?
He was here.
So yeah, I like to hang out with the movers and shakers. So I flew to Long Island to hang out with Janine Burns, and she had a wedding at, what's that famous castle up there? Octob. There's only 2 castles in the United States. Oh, it starts with an O. So she had a wedding, so she said, come and do this wedding. So,
Sounds cool.
and then I spent a week with her, and it was high humidity. And then I flew to Los Angeles to officiate at the wedding of a couple who I had introduced. So it was 2 weeks, back to back, wedding food, strange situations. And I got off the plane in Milwaukee, and my acupuncturist picked me up. That was arranged, and she said, oh my God, Sunny, you're in trouble. Took me right to the hospital. So unfortunately, I had to call, and I just like broke my heart. You know, I had this whole trip planned. And so what happened is sometimes we have to take a step back, and I had to go, wham, okay, God is telling me something here. I am moving too fast, pushing too hard, and I need to honor my body.
Oh, yeah.
So I backed off of everything. I used to see 10 to 13 private clients a week. I am only seeing 3 clients. And so for 2 full years, I only saw 3 clients a week. I pulled out of 8 different organizations that I belonged to, and I had to learn how to give myself permission by saying, as I rest, I heal. It was a new project. I had to retrain my mind to give my mind a new project. And I knew I wouldn't be able to continue traveling and hopefully inspire and uplift anybody that I can get in front of if I don't give myself all that loving, positive energy. It was like pouring all that loving, positive energy and allowing myself to receive the love of my community, my home community. And so that's why I can be here this year, because that's when I found the one command. Now, I've been teaching manifestation for 30 years. When I was in my 20s and was miserable in my life, worked in an accounting office tallying time cards. That was before computers. Hand tallying time cards. I had no clue who I was, and I was miserable. And the first book I ever read was The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy.
Yeah.
And I said, I want my life to be like that, not like this. I want, and then I read Psycho-Cybernetics, and then I read Think and Grow Rich, and then I read some of Ernest Holmes, and I started just devouring. And I wanted to be around people like this, so I'd read this book and I'd go, oh, this is so good. How come nobody's teaching any classes in this? I love this, and how can I put this to work? Because that's the trick. It's not just reading the book. It's how can I make this work in my life? And that meant shifting the old patterns, the old thoughts, the wah-wah, boo-hoo, no more drama queen stuff. It's like my life gets better every day, no matter what it's happening right here. So when this congestive heart failure and my doctor, my cardiologist is saying, you can't do this, you can't do this, you better do that, you better take these pills, da-da-da-da-da. And I found this book, The One Command. Now what's different about The One Command that I never knew how to explain before is how to get into theta mind. And I'm going to be teaching you how to take the same kind of positive information that we learn in Science of Mind and how to encapsulate it and how to get yourself into theta mind, because that's where you really manifest from. And so I got really excited about this. So I would lay on my couch, because 2 hours a day I laid down, listened to healing music, and I kept saying, I don't know how I'm having miraculous healing. I only know I am having it now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how my life gets better every day. I only know it's happening now, and I'm fulfilled. And so for an entire hour, I was feeding myself. Every cell in my body responds to love and to positive energy. I don't know how every cell is shifting and changing and renewing itself. I only know it is happening now, and I am fulfilled. And so that's how easy the One Command is, because you turn it completely over to God and say, there's a new idea I haven't thought of yet. There's something new I haven't experienced yet. I am one with God, and so talk to me, hey? Talk to me. So I don't know how, but God is here, and I am one with God, and good news is coming. And so I have completely reclaimed my health. I have called in all the right practitioners and found some tools that have helped me to completely restore the 2 heart valves that weren't working right. And the cardiologist was telling me that we were going to have to watch this to find out when I was going to have an operation. And I said, oh, no, you don't. And the last time I went in for an echo, he said, we have to redo this test. And I said, why? And he said, your heart valves are perfect again. And I said, you don't have to redo the test. I've been working on this. I am saying every single day, I'm telling him this, I am saying every single day of my life, I am having a miraculous healing. I am having a miraculous healing. I don't know how. I'm just having a miraculous healing, and you are now seeing the results, Doc.
Yes, you are, yeah.
So his assistant, I don't know if you've ever gone into a cardiologist, but he's got an assistant who's typing everything and writing, keeping the reports and everything. After he left the room, she said, I want to know more about what you're doing. Can I be a client of yours? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm here, and I'm thrilled to be here and thrilled to be able to make that kind of trip and have no shortness of breath and have lots of energy to teach you more about something that has really turned me on this afternoon. Because 15 years ago, I had been, even though I'd been teaching these things for years, I prayed and I treated, and I said, I want community. I want people who are already reading this stuff. I want people who want to know more about how to put it together, but they're working on themselves. I don't always want to be the teacher. I just want people to hang out with who are authentic and in integrity and are talking about how they're changing their own lives. And that's what I was treating for. That's what I was praying for. And then I met Reverend Lisa Stewart, and some of you met her at Anton. And she said, oh, we're going to be opening a Science of Mind church 4 blocks from my house. Did I treat good or what? 4 blocks from my house. I went, okay, now I got what I prayed for, now it's time for me to make commitment. Because that's how we get the most out of community, is to be invested, to show up early and be on the hug committee, to stay later and do the cleanup. That's how we feel like we belong, we're valuable, we're important. That's what makes the whole community work. And that's what the world needs more of now, because what's happening out in the world is the reason these kids are in gangs is because they're looking for community. They're looking for their tribe. We all, every human being, looks for their tribe. Some of them find their tribes at bars, some of them at bowling alleys, some of them at basketball games, some of them at Packers games. Oops, am I in the wrong state?
Not this year.
Yeah, not this year.
Okay. Tribes. We need our tribes to support and love each other and listen to each other. And I wrote some things down when I arrived this morning about what you love about this community. I listened. I was listening to your hearts. And I asked, how is joyful community valuable to your heart and to the quality of your life? And one person said, I'm learning more about me through science of mind. I have a new community now, and it's all family. It's a happy experience for me. Another person said, it always inspires me to be a better person. It helps me to find deeper meaning in my life and excites me that every day gets better. Another person responded, it keeps me sane. Reverend Margaret is real and relatable, and these people in this community inspire me. Another response, it helps me stay grounded, and it reminds me of the importance of community. The reason that people feel isolated and disconnected and detached is because churches are dwindling. But we need it. We need it. Not more Prozac, not more ozone, not more drugs. We need community.
Yeah.
That's what we need. And it has somehow gotten lost. And so the only way that communities keep building is to keep inviting. So I want to ask you something. How many of you came here because someone invited you? Would you raise your hand?
So,
4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay. How many of you came here because maybe you read a book about these kinds of things and you started searching, or you got on the internet and looked? How many of you came here because your soul was looking for a place to gather? All right. All right. So understand that every single one of us, every single person in this room is bumping up against or rubbing against or drinking coffee next to somebody whose soul is searching nowadays. Because so much of what we hear on news is fear, is distrust, is, oh my God, the sky is falling. And it forces us to need small, bonded, loving, listening, unconditionally resonating and responding people like you are. And a lot of those people don't know there is a place yet. So it's time for us to be inviting. And I just invite people to come to my community. A lot of people, maybe they've had a bad experience with a church, so I don't even call it a church. And, you know, you have the perfect name, Joyful Gathering. We have a gathering every Sunday morning. If you think it, you know, if you want to come and see what upliftment is like and great music. And so a few weeks ago when I did this same talk at my community, when I asked how many of you came here because you were invited, I asked a second time, how many of you came here because you were invited by me? And there were 45 hands that were invited by me, because I invite every one of my clients. I invite people when I go out and do talks in the community. And so the other half of the people, I asked them the same question. They had been looking online, or their souls were searching. So understand, there are people who are hurting and need to connect with this kind of incredible love and joy. It's pretty rare. It's pretty special here. And I want you to know, I see lots of different places, and I want you to know how special you are. So give yourself a hand. I feel it, I get it, you know, I'm feeling all this good energy. In fact, when who did that, you know, welcome to our community, I like got little goosebumps when they had the new people stand up, and it was like, oh, thank you, I got that. All right, so I want to repeat another thing that somebody told me. I have a sense of community for support, for gentle guidance, for assistance, for non-judgmental listening. These are authentic people, she said. And I have another one. I value the camaraderie and the spiritual growth. I feel grounded. And another person said, I feel loved. Isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what we all need? Is a place to come to and be able to be fully open-hearted and relaxed, and be sharing hugs and be sharing giggles and joy. And what else can we do to make this place better? All right? So I'm going to share one command with you just about this particular thing. And one command might, if you start inviting people, of course you're going to need a bigger place, and of course you're going to need more things happening. And so if you would use a one command, I don't know how we thrive and grow into a perfect new place to serve and support all the new people who come to us now. I only know it is happening now, and we are fulfilled in joy.
Love it.
Right. So these are some of the things I'm going to work with you this afternoon, and I know I am in complete resistance, and you know it's a gorgeous day outside, and we can even take the class outside. I mean, if you want to stay and you're going, oh, it's so gorgeous, we can go outside because we're going to have fun. It's going to be light-spirited, and you are going to be getting very specific things to help you in your life. I'm going to help each person have a one command for something you want to get in your life, and maybe two things, and we're going to do some more work on bringing more people into the fold, into the community. All right. Oh, I wanted to share one more. I have learned to know and trust that the message and interchange with people that I experience each Sunday is a weekly injection of positivity that lasts the whole week. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. I just want you to know that as many things as I've done, I've written a few books, I've brought my books with me, I do talks in many different places in the world, I do seminars, I've been living my life my way for 35 years. Wow. Not taking a paycheck from any other person for 35 years. Find something that I love and I'm passionate about, like right now I'm really passionate about these one command books, and so I have a one command gathering at my house every week, and I've been teaching some things at our church in Milwaukee, which is growing and thriving, and we've moved into a bigger place, and so whatever it is that catches my passion, I know that people want to be around passion. Most of us live on, I gotta do this so that I can pay that. I gotta do. And I want to help people live in bringing more joy in, doing what they love, and resonating in joy in the world, and uplifting the work energy. And Dennis, I loved your story yesterday and about how you weren't happy where you were, but you shifted your attitude, and all of a sudden everything shifted and got better and better because he just sent love, and he sent appreciation, and he sent thankfulness for his job. And that's how, you know, even if you're in a job that you're not liking, you can use the one command to go, I don't know how my job changes to something that rewards me and makes me happy. I only know it does now, and I am fulfilled.
Absolutely.
That is one, and I love the one command because it's so little and so easy, and you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
Oh.
And it's just, so I don't know how I can change this relationship into something that is fulfilling and rewarding as we grow and thrive together in love. I only know it's happening now, and I am fulfilled. So this is what I want to teach you. I did bring enough books for everybody to have a book, and normally if you buy it online, they're $17 to buy online. They're $15 from me today, and you don't have to pay shipping. So even if you can't stay for the workshop, you got the book here, and I was rereading it last night and this morning, and it's like, oh, I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about that, and I got, Sonny, you only have 2 hours, you don't have 18 hours. That was the drive. I want to share something with you that just, when I read it, and I changed it a little bit, I added some new things into it, but I want to, in closing, when I close, I want to share something with you that's called the Divine Light Prayer for Community Blessing. Would you like that?
Yeah.
All right. So I do have 2 other books over there. This is Mirror, Mirror. And this is, actually, it was my diary. I had been studying and reading Science of Mind books for years, and when I was 33, I had a car accident that nearly killed me. I had an out-of-body experience and was told that everybody around me was limiting me, was keeping me too small, and I had to leave everybody in my life. And I sold my house, I packed one 40-pound suitcase, and I traveled Europe for 3 years. Me and God, me and Science of Mind. I don't know how my life gets better. I don't know how this happens today. It just happens. So it's a book of adventure. Every chapter is a different country. It's a book of wild adventures and how something that looked like a bad situation, I used the power of the mind and shifted it.
Absolutely.
And you read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you loved it.
I did.
Who else read it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's a really fun adventure, and use how to use these principles in action traveling Europe. So have fun with that one. And then the other book over there is it's called Diary of a Turkish Wedding. I actually married a Muslim man. Being an empowered, dynamic, women's empowerment teacher at 50 years old, I met this Turkish man who said, no, I'm not Muslim, no, I don't follow anything like that, no, I just want you. And I married him and ended up living in a fundamentalist Muslim village where not one woman spoke a word of English. And the women weren't allowed to watch TV because the men didn't want them to know there were any other options. And here I am. And so what I have to do is I can't teach them anything. And there's only 22 homes in this village. And the next biggest town is 40 minutes away. And only 2 people in the village have cars. These people live on $2,000 a year. But the fabulous thing that I learned is community. When somebody had a pear tree and the pears got ripe, the kids climbed up in the pear tree and jumped on the branches, and all the pears fell down on the sheets and tablecloths underneath the pears, and everybody gathered up the pears, and we canned pears together, and everybody got their share of the pears of the community. Or when the sunflowers came ripe, everybody went out in the field, and when we harvested sunflowers, and everybody got their share. And I saw how a community of 22 homes supported each other. I had to step back and go, God put me here to be the observer, to watch. There's something I can learn from this. Now, I learned I didn't want to be Muslim, but, and that's what happened to the marriage, because he'd say, Sunny, you're such a wonderful woman, and I love you so much, and you deserve to go to heaven, and I married you so that you can become Muslim and go to heaven. I went, you know what? You made your hell, you go to it. You know, I didn't believe that when the Catholics told me that. I am not believing it now. I'm already a minister. So it's all about opening your mind, changing, shifting, and observing things in whole new ways. So I didn't live there for many years, but the whole experience goes over a 3-year period. And it's a really important book now, because there's so much that we're being bombarded with about Muslims and what they are and who they are and what they do. And I saw them as incredibly loving, supportive. They just want to be loved. They just want peace as much as we do. It's the fringe lunatics that you see on TV, you know? So I wanted to write a book where you saw the good things, and I left it anyway, but there were very good things that I learned. And for people who go, what's the truth about this? You know, it's a mind-opening experience to read that book, and I hope you enjoy it. So each of those are normally $19.95 on Amazon, but they're $15 here today. All right? So I want to share with you the Divine Light Prayer for Community Blessing. And I brought a few extra copies. Reverend Margaret's copier went defunct. So I only have a few, but if there's, if somebody wants one, I will give it to you. Okay. All right. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And go deep inside. Deep inside, and get grounded. Get grounded and allow yourself to feel the blessing of these words. Divine light is pouring into me now. Divine light is filling my energy field on every level, from the most dense to the most etheric. Divine light is opening within me now. I am receiving more and more divine light, moment by moment. Divine light is healing every limitation within my energy system and opening me to wholeness and wellness now. Divine light is releasing all energies of discord and fear and opening my awareness to divine truth so that more divine light can flood my energy system now. My community is filled with beings of divine light. I see their light, and I support them in experiencing more of their own unique light. We are radiant with each other, and we are safe in the magnificence of each other's radiance. We shine and grow and glow in community, and all is well. Sacred light vibration is creating wholeness and oneness within my sacred community. I am lifted, opened, cleansed, and freed in divine light. Divine light is emerging from source and overflowing on every level of my energy field until there is nothing left but divine light holding the essence of my vibration as I radiate with my sacred community in love. I take in a breath and I am filled with light. I open my heart to more light. I know sacred light and sacred community. I allow sacred light to resonate fully throughout my energy system now, healing and raising me to more love. I am divine light now. I live in divine light and increase divine light again and again as I love every person in my sacred community. And we all radiate love and light out into the world to heal and uplift humanity for the good of all. Anything that is not of the light will be dissolved and resolved for the good of all. Thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is.